I'm going to kick off. Welcome to War Training for Dummies. We're going to start. I'm going to start outside the fort, considering our next war is obviously going to be an attacking war. So we'll start in war camp. Every fort, war camp, etc., every battlefield is 99% the same layout. You'll always have your war camp. You'll have your 3 points A, B, and C between war camp and fort. And the only differences being just the general layout. Like, this lake is obviously not going to be at every fort. It's just your general trees and shit move around, but the general layout is always the same. A, B, C points. B is obviously in the middle. A is to your right. C is to your left. That's just knowing those are the 3 points that we have to cap. If we cap all 3 points, we then move into the fort. And we try to cap the central point in the fort. You can see the big green beam in the fort there. It's the exact same during a war. Bead on point makes it tick. And we cap it. We win the war. Generally, obviously, war plan differs every war, depending on how we want to go about it strategically. I'll move on to some landmarks. So, one big landmark is always bonfire. Everybody over to bonfire, please. This is bonfire. Your B point is usually about here. And playing around bonfire it's one of the easiest landmarks to see. It's always the big fire thing. You play around bonfire. Bonfire can be, if we're playing on B point, if someone's calling bonfire, you look at the bonfire, it's on your left. If we're playing on C point, bonfire is obviously on your right. C point will be over here, bonfire on your right. Bonfire is just a very easy key landmark that everyone can see at all times. B for bonfire, sure. Perfect. Next up, ramparts. Everybody over to ramparts, it's these things here. Rampart control is very pivotal. All of the defenders from the fort obviously will be shooting at us attackers from up on here. Usually your squishies are up here. It's a very key landmark to know and see. Playing in front of ramparts is also a big thing, particularly in the war we just played. They had a lot of people in front of ramparts and wrapping around the points. So ramparts, this side, you've got left rampart, and you've got right rampart is the other one over there. Crossroads. Crossroads is in the middle of ramparts. I'm at the crossroad here. There's one road that goes behind the ramparts, and one road that comes straight out of fort to war camp. This is the cross in the roads. Crossroads. They just lost the war.
Yeah, I got distracted.
Yeah, I wonder why everyone went quiet.
I was just staring at it.
I was waiting, is anyone going to say something?
Crossroads. This is another key landmark. Ideally, what we want to do when we're attacking, so point's still back here-ish, where I am. Ideally, we want to be pushing to crossroads and ramparts, controlling this area here, so that all of their respawns are going to come over the top of the fort. They're going to come from fort, and if we can cut them off as they're leaking in at 2, 3 at a time, cut off their respawns, hold this point, and then our squishies can stand back here on the point, cap the point with their feet on point while still being able to shoot and pressure the army. Next, we're going to talk about positioning in terms of 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So obviously all the points are circles, clocks are a circle. 12 o'clock is considered top of point. So if we're considering where Millimoo is, or the big white lion there is the center of the point, 12 o'clock is the top of the point. And Beulah's on it, top of the point, up here. That's 12 o'clock. G'day. We've also got 6 o'clock. Is the opposite of 12 o'clock, it's the back of the point. It's where we would kind of push through. You've got your 3 o'clock and you've got your 9 o'clock on the sides.
Can I ask, bro, that changes depending on whether we're fighting into the fort or out of the fort, right? Like 6-6 would always be the side you're coming from?
great question. Every single call out, whether it be 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or top or bottom, is the perspective of where you're coming
Hey,
from.
it's me. Chill. Sorry.
So, you're right. You're 100% right. If we're attacking, 6 o'clock is war camp side and 12 o'clock is the fort side. Bottom being war camp, top being fort side. If we're defending, it flips. Every single call out is from our perspective coming out of our respawns. If we're defending, bottom or 6 o'clock is fort side where I am now, and 12 o'clock top is war camp side. Alright, we're attacking. Can I get everyone to go to 12 o'clock, please? Everyone go to 12 o'clock. Perfect. Let's go to bottom side. Perfect. Let's go to 6 o'clock.
Ha, Simon says.
Perfect. We're war camp. Let's go to 12 o'clock top side. Sorry, we're fort. You guys listened to me and I said the wrong thing. Perfect. So we get the idea. Everything's from our perspective of our respawns. Everyone to bonfire. Perfect. Group 1, Group 2 go to crossroads. Group 3, Group 4 go to left rampart.
I can't even see what group I'm in. Never mind.
Yeah, I got switch groups. I need to double check.
I'm so stoned. I was just staying there for a bit.
I thought you
Oh,
meant one
sorry.
group then, and I ended up in the right spot. So I wasn't even looking at these
I was
groups.
trying to figure out the group, full squinting.
Nah, perfect. We get the idea. We've got so these are just basic landmarks the breaker can use to push us into positions that we need to be. And then you've got the 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, top, bottom for the actual point when we're on a particular point. So obviously your 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, all that applies to if we're on C, same idea, but you're on that point, A, the other side.
I'll call clumps on around 12 and 6 as well too, so it's good.
Yeah. Sweet, alright, everyone into the fort.
Did I get changed groups? Because I can't see if I did or not.
Sorry, that was raid groups I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
You're obviously not in our raid, so...
Yeah, I was tripping out. I was like group 4. I was like, that's me, and I went to the right spot.
Yeah, sorry, that's alright.
Yeah,
We got the idea. People went to the spots,
Yeah.
it's fine.
That's,
Alright, sweet.
What I
Fort
thought.
phase. We get to fort phase if we cap all 3 points as the attackers outside. We then come in, we break down gates, and we come into the point. There's a single point, exact same as races, or if you come here when it's not locked, it's just a single point right in the middle. You've got your gates. So I'm going to call this from the fort perspective or the defensive perspective. B is your middle gate. Is it A on the left or is it C on the
I
left?
think it's A, left to right, yeah.
I believe it's, A on the left. So you got A, B, C as your front 3 gates. And then you've got up here, just to the back here, you've got D and E on the other side as your back gates. 5 gates, pretty simple. The next concept is heaven or walls. So generally what will happen if we manage to breach into the fort, people will be up where Biz Chopper is. That's heaven or walls. I'm going to call it heaven. I think that's what most people call it. And then you've also got walls, heaven depending on what gate. So where Biz is B heaven. You've got A heaven on top of the A gate. C heaven on top of C. D heaven, E heaven. Heaven being the sky, obviously. Make sure that you're looking up there. If you need to push up to there, you've got your stairs. All that jazz. We've also got dirt, which is, it's not so obvious in Brimstone because it's sand, But dirt is the side of the points that isn't near these stairs. It's these kind of in the middle bits where you'll get caught out a lot and you want to push through it. So you've got dirt, left dirt, right dirt, depending on your perspective of attacker or defender. Behind dirt, you've got stage, which is up where physics is. That's the stage. It's, you know, you look at it, it's a play stage. This is where a lot of the healers stand, a lot of the mages and ranged DPS stand. If they're not on B Heaven, they generally stand in stage. You've also got pocket in here, which is just below stage and just above the point. So this is a really safe area for those healers and DPS as well. If we're pushing in, this is where you want to be. You want to be getting into here, you want to be messing up their healers, you want to be getting up on stage, and guess where they're going to run when they're on stage? Straight into pocket, right into everyone else.
Right,
So that's where a lot of our clumps happen. Sorry, question?
I said right into dirt.
Yeah, right into dirt, right into pocket. They fall in to us as we're coming to them.
Are we?
So this is
Would we
where
be?
heals go. Sorry, go.
As a healer, would we be waiting for our kind of kill teams to clear those areas first as we walk in behind the clump? Or are we as soon as we're through gate for healer wise, we're going to either stage or we're going straight up to the top to B heaven?
If I can answer that one, that's your ultimate goal as healers, and this is the way I've been taught it by people, is you need to be unkillable. So we're not going to micromanage where the healers play. As long as you can heal your team and be unkillable, that is a decision for the healers to make.
Oh, happy with freedom. I like it.
But
we'll touch on this a bit later.
Yeah.
Copy. So sort of try and follow your team a lot.
Well, you just
Stick to your team close.
you have to heal your team, and be unkillable. That's it. The only two things you've got to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And we'll touch on this a little bit.
Let's get back into Flaccid's thing.
Nah, Fian, you got something?
Oh, I just said if the healers get jumped and need help, just call your group, come over and kill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your healer, you're there for your team and your team's there for you. Your team needs to save the healer because with no healer, they get no heals. If you want heals, save your healer.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then obviously point is point. Can I get everyone to run up to B Heaven, please? Perfect. B Heaven does extend. Obviously, these gates are a lot smaller than the surface you have up the top there. It extends out a bit. The general idea is if I see the majority of you up there, I'm calling B Heaven. Can you go to A Heaven?
Good way to remember the doors too, guys, is it flips on the flags. So the closest point to here is oh wait, no, it is A. Sorry.
It is
You
A.
said it was A. Yeah, it matches. It'll match match the battlefield.
I might be wrong.
Yeah.
It's one of the two.
We'll see it in war, and you'll see the letters on the gate, so you can tell
We'll be able
it's
to react to it then. Yeah.
exactly. Perfect. Can I get people onto stage, please?
Imagine the war like this, everyone just reacts to calls.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
The dream. No resistance. Perfect. Good stuff. And can I get... We're attacking. Can I get you to left dirt, please? I've just come through the gate, and I'm getting told to go to left dirt. Perfect.
Should be,
now-
is that left and right dirt, or is that like a C and A dirt?
I call left right. If you want to call CA, yeah, 100%. More than valid.
I think that'd make it easier than remembering the flip. Because if the gates flip, it's just a matter of calling the gate.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. You'll always have like you'll see the letters hovering on the gates when you look at them. So that's always there. I call left right because I know my left and rights. I've been learning those a lot longer than I know which gate is ABC. Up to you, Breaker.
No, that's cool. We're on with that.
Let's go hide in the pocket. We're all healers. We need to stay safe. Wait.
Hello?
G'day.
How's it going?
So those are your general landmarks outside and inside of the fort. Most of your calls will be built around those. Oh, one more quick one. We're attacking. Can I get us to bottom point?
Copy.
Little bit far. We want to be bottom point. Obviously, we can't see it at the moment, but it'd be kind of up here.
Stems here.
But the idea is right, and obviously it's good. This point is the exact same as ABC outside. They all look the same. They all function the same. All the terminology we use regarding those points is going to be the same. Sweet. So those are the landmarks. If you want to run around and look at them outside of this, just familiarize yourself with them. They're just good to know, and as I said, all the calls are going to be based around them. So once we have Breaker calling out left side of bonfire, bombing top right point, bombing 12 o'clock, pushing to crossroads, we have the idea of what those are now.
A lot easier, 100%.
Yeah. Any questions about anything I've covered so far?
Just like I guess.
Is there any like OP vantage points or like good spots to
High ground.
any...
High ground is always your friend. You'd rather be shooting down, like if I quickly run up to B Heaven, or if you look at like DMA and Biz, like how much of them do you see compared to I can see all of you? You know, so it's the general high ground's always good. Generally, when we burst into a fort, we're going to be trying to get people up to Heavens. Obviously, that varies based on the war and the strategy we're going for that day. But being able to take control of Heavens, take control of stage, because again, this is a vantage point. We've got the high ground here. I can shoot a lot more of you than you can shoot a lot of me. So those higher elevations are always going to be premium. And even outside the fort, there's a few little hills and stuff, and the ramparts. They're once again high ground, elevation. Being able to shoot people and not get shot back is always.
Those spots would be highly contested, though, wouldn't they? Like
That's where
100%.
That's where their healers are going to go. That's where
yeah,
their kill squad's
that
going to
would
go.
be yeah, it'd be highly contested, eh?
Where would like the best? Would you just want healers up high? Would you just want to spread out? Like
Remember the two rules?
yeah, because survivability.
available,
but
kill
you
your
just want
team.
us close to the point. You know what I'm sort of mean? Like
As a
or
healer,
just-
I've never played on that wall ever.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
There's
It
going to be
depends what group you're in. Like in your
Yeah.
war group is where you got to be.
just survive and heal, and then as for all the ranged and whatnot, you'll pick up your own things as well. But like we're gonna have our kill squads run through it, our flex squads run through it as well. But just there's no, don't like you can see for yourselves. Like again, it's I'm sorry to be harsh, to take over a little bit here, Flaccid. It's eyes and ears philosophy as well, guys. So you can see the walls, you can see where you can shoot from. People have played shooters, all that bullshit, right? There's no secret recipe. There's no secret spot. There's no master spot. There's none of that, right? It's how you play. It's going to be the experience from when you guys play and what works and what doesn't work. So have a look around, use your eyes and your ears, and that's the same for out on that field too. And that's really where that's going to come in. So there's just unfortunately no secret fucking spot we can.
Asking all the dumb questions.
Yeah.
What's your normal layout, Breaker? Once you get into the fort, what's your layout like attacking?
At the moment, it's
group-wise?
only wall, and like your wall and rampart control, and then we're fighting around the point. Like we sort of do really well when we're in, but that's as far as we'll go with that now, because also we've got shit to do here with Flaccid's thing, but and then also we got to get the basics right. Otherwise, you know,
Yeah,
we're not
too
going to get advanced.
Well,
One
yeah,
thing
I
I
mean,
want to ask as well. Sorry.
Yep.
Like, say we're coming in from the fort, we're cap and C. I'm playing back left. That's my spot. When we run in and cap this point, do we play this point the same as we play our other points, or are we just reacting to calls inside?
generally yes. Generally yes. So like the idea, like if we're basing it off the last couple of wars we've done, we've had like 6 groups. We've got 2-point groups, and then you've got 4 quadrant groups.
Yeah.
Which is 1 through 6, and basically you would set up on this point in a
so
similar manner.
Yeah, so I'm playing back left C. Basically, I want to come in here and play back left as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Until I'm reacting to calls.
100%.
Exactly.
That's absolutely massive for people. I'm sure that's somewhere in Flaccid's thing of quadrant control, which is probably one of the biggest things we need to learn.
I just remember first time running in here, like a trip with my head cut off, like where the fuck do I go?
Yeah.
That first one was like, when we did take it, was just really quick though. That one was...
Yeah, it's just a walkover. We were just superior,
Yeah.
that was it. And they weren't ready.
Yeah, 100%.
Not much to learn from that.
And the thing is you've got to adapt it as well. Like the whole thing, in a perfect world, if we've got all 6 groups together in their right spots, we're rotating that group, spinning on the fucking pivot point of the control point, and putting our back towards. So like in the first war, we broke through this A/C gate, whatever it is, and we were coming from this direction. We want to keep our back towards where our men are coming, so we want to kind of point towards this kind of top right of the point.
Yeah.
And then as we break B and we have more people coming through B, we then kind of rotate a bit more and look more direct, kind of thing. But it's as we just said, there's no one spot, there's no one special strategy to win wars. Otherwise, no one would play them anymore.
That's it. It's all reactive.
You've got to be on your toes. You've got to understand. Like if you see all of their healers are standing over here on the left-hand side, and all of their bruisers and tanks are standing over here on the right-hand side, we want to hit those healers. So now I just got into a bit of strategy and like keywords and call-outs for strategies. I'm sure you all heard it if you're in the war, any of these wars. You got hold spells, bomb, declump. Hold spells means we're going to go for a bomb within the next 10 to 15 seconds. Hold spells is hold all of your big AoE spells, all of your clumping spells, spells that pull stuff together like your Gravwells and your Maelstroms. Hold your Firestorms, your fucking whatever ice shit you've got. Hold those spells 10 to 15 seconds. You'll get a countdown from Breaker for a bomb. He will say bombing top left in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your bombs. On the drop your bombs, you're dropping the bombs on where? Top left. You drop your AoE spells. We're bombing, we're trying to get kills, we're trying to group them up together and drop all that damage on that one point. And then we declump. You get calls to declump, to spread. Because once we've used everything, we've got no more resources for the next 10 to 15 seconds. What are they going to do? They're going to try and do the same thing back to us to try and clear us out. We want to spread out. We want to not get caught in all of these AoE spells and damaging abilities. And we want to basically protect our lives by spreading out and making sure they might catch 1 or 2 of us, but they won't catch 5. They won't wipe out a whole group, so that we still have the numbers. We can reset, wait for spells again, bomb again. It's a cycle.
Can I add something to that? Just with from the feedback we've gone through last night today. I'll probably get Beebs to correct me if this is wrong, but with Gravwells and whatnot, everybody needs to be saving them, unless really you're in probably Flex or Kill Squad 9 and 10. Like that's probably the only groups that sort of will be using them efficiently outside of that clump area. But then calling save, like obviously they're going to save it as well. But there was a lot of Gravwells and AoE used last night outside of the calls, and then there were some calls where fuck all AoE and Gravs were used. So it's sort of unlike OPR and all that other shit. You really do need to save the spells for those calls. That way we can have a lot of impact when we do them.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think the only exception
players
to the point groups would be to
If you're trying to save your healer, you grab well to get cunts off them.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
What about for people like me running around constantly using spells? Like, I just time it if I got it, and if I
What
don't
are you
know
running?
that I got it, VGIG.
BGIG is a little bit different, I think. I
Yeah,
think
I'd
you're
be
there
spamming that
to
shit on cooldown,
protect and
probably.
spam. Yeah.
Because yeah, I'm dropping shit constantly, so if I don't have it, I don't
Yeah,
have it.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
just keep
'Cause-
spamming. Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
when the save comes in. Generally, I'll give people enough time, so you'll save it for that save once it's called. But yeah, just sort
If
of
I don't
figure
have
that
it,
out.
don't have it. Yeah, yeah.
Mostly the bruisers and then the fire staffs use meteor. And
Just the heavy stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I think Breaker, what we could probably look at doing as well is giving like a 10-second lead time for the bombs, so that everyone does have a chance to get their CDs back.
Yeah, I sort of rotated it between 5 and 15 last night, noticing people weren't dropping it on the 5 sometimes. But then on the 15s, it also didn't happen, and that's when I realized some people just were doing their own
It's
thing.
out of sync. Yeah.
I also found myself like every time you were calling it or it was being called, I just found myself pushing into a dumb position to get it. I don't know if anyone else did that, but I know that's something I need to figure out as well.
Yeah, people will need to stop doing sort of what's in front of them, and like we're going to give people more lead time to be able to get into those positions too. But a lot of people got caught up. I saw a lot of 1v1s happening in VODs going, well, that's fucking pointless. I've got someone up there with a great axe, fighting a 1v1 in Fiend's VOD.
Yeah.
Not dropping the gravel, going, well, that's fucking useless. You may as well not be in the war, right? Like, I didn't even know who it was, but it's just, there was actually a good handful of people doing that. So too much tunnel vision on that shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway.
One thing I did notice, a lot of them, like, they would attack you, but they would never, they'd never chase you.
No, that's discipline.
That's smart.
And that's the thing. Like, that's their job, is to distract you so that you're not doing your job.
My job, yeah.
And that's the thing is, well, that's it. All of these experienced war players, war rosters, they have discipline, and when they're told to do something, they do it.
They do it, yeah.
They do it, and they do it all together. So their bombs is 30 plus people dropping everything.
Yeah.
And that's a big key.
Yeah, agreed. What will start happening as well is people just start seeing that shit without the calls being made. So you just start getting an awareness and a feel for it as well.
Yeah. That's another thing too, and touching on that, plus what Flaccid said. Eyes and ears. That's going to be really big moving forward from everybody. Although the consoles are going to push it, I'm going to be really harsh with it. I'm going to be the cunt. Just eyes and ears, because everyone's got eyes and ears. If you don't fucking, I can tell you say left click and all that stuff. So just eyes and ears. And if you struggle to fucking know what you should be looking at, send a DM or whatever else, or just ask. But eyes and ears. Like, we don't want to micromanage people too much.
We can't.
50 people with brains, all 50 fucking functioning adults, 50 good people that all get along. So let's fucking use that, eh?
That's it.
Let's all just help each other get better.
Yeah. And on that, so the next thing I want to talk about is confidence. You got to play with confidence and expect every call that we make, that Breaker makes, that your group lead makes, you got to expect it to work. And you've got to treat yourself and walk in with confidence and going, this is going to work, no matter what the call is, because functioning as a single unit, as an army, and doing the same thing and pushing the same objectives is what's going to win you a war. If you get scared and don't... Yeah, exactly. And the big one is, like, we're trying to work out, where should a healer be? Healer should be, ideally, fucking straight up there, right next to your bruisers and stuff. You got to trust that your bruisers and your heavies and all that are going to protect you, so that you can then protect them, so that we can then have, all of a sudden, we've got 20 people standing on each side, and the other teams spread out.
Spawning.
Like, that's when they get scared. So, confidence is key in wars. You gotta trust the call. You gotta trust your teammates. You gotta trust yourself. Don't fucking pussyfoot it.
The call's
just
pretty
get in there.
much fucking... I hate this wording I'm about to use, but fucking the call is superior to everything. It's law and order. There's nothing ifs, buts, ands, maybes about it. If the only people I would expect to sort of fucking tiptoe around those calls would be at the moment, the kill squads, not even flex, just the kill squads, because they've got all that experience and jobs to do. But generally, they're listening to the calls anyway. It's very rare for them not to do it. And if they aren't, they've got a good reason, right? So just those calls need to fucking be followed. Because if we don't, again, it's like those single grade axes I saw up the back. You got no impact. You're fighting one person. They're essentially kiting you. They're keeping you there. So they're keeping you out of the fight for something we've got to be moving forward on. And then you're not following the call either. So it's just, I'll get to the point in 5 wars if that keeps happening. Or, hey, you up the back there. Would you like to shot call? No? All right. We'll fucking get over with the group. You know? So, yeah, it's just...
Yes, you running in.
Well, put it this way. Like, let me give you a scenario. We're about to push, like, Counter-Strike. 5 people. We're about to push out onto a bomb site. About to throw a flashbang, throw a smoke. And everybody's set. Everybody's geared. We know our pathways, right? So pretend that's your point. We're about to push through. Right as that flashbang fucking leaves my fucking front player's hands, somebody goes, oh, should we do this? Right? Yeah. Creates hesitation. It split the group because one other person decided not to go with the call. 3 people pushed through a smoke and got fucking railed. And the flash went off in the wrong direction because somebody turned. So the whole point of that is hesitation and going in as a unit. If we went in as 5 and it was the wrong call, we gave it our best shot. We failed together. But if we went in and succeeded, we succeeded together and we went in as a unit. The whole point is we've got to do shit together. We failed together, succeed together. Absolutely fucking imperative. There's no in between.
Perfect. Can I get everyone on stage, please? Good remembering. Hold on. Sorry, yeah, you got a question?
No, I was just saying, Beach doesn't count.
I'll go on his record. All right. Point. Capping the point, particularly. So, as I said it a little bit before, but the whole idea is that we want to push forward past the point, clear the space in front of the point, so that we can then have the guys, the groups that we would say are the bottom left, bottom right, they can then kind of get their feet up onto top left, top right. We want to be clearing space, controlling space, so that they can't just easily push straight through to us and get back onto the point and stop us from ticking the point. Ticking the point is obviously what's going to get us the win. The more that we tick it, the higher it goes, the harder it is for them to recover, the less time they have to recover, and the more presence we have protecting that point. So always be looking to push through and get up past the point and controlling this area up the top.
Which is easily done with quadrants as well.
Well, that's it. Like the point quadrant groups are always pictured as being directly on the point, but we want to be pushing, like in the ideal scenario, we're pushing everyone up that extra 10 meters to be able to have just 10 or so people with feet on point. Because that way we can control more space and keep ourselves safe.
And that, taking what Flaccid said there too, there's 10 group channels in the war. Everybody that's in a rostered group has access to these war group channels. There's a lot of them that are really active with discussions back and forward about gear and placements and what we're going to do and confidence, whatever else. And there's some that are completely empty as well. So get those chats going, guys, and talk about your bottom left, bottom right, top left, top right, that sort of thing, or your point, because it's all in the Discord, and you've got your teammates, your group, your 5-man groups along beside you as well. So use that.
That's it. And that comes with playing together as well as understanding how you're all going to be playing. And yes, groups are still waiting to be finalized properly, but we're getting to a point where we're getting close to finalizing. So the people that you're with now are a good chance that you're going to stick together. So and even then, being able to understand what people outside of your group are looking for as well is always a good thing. So
yeah, do we have access to the other channels as well? Or
no, for the time being,
conversations?
not at the moment. It's all each group.
Yeah.
Additionally, with capping the point, there's two kind of calls that you'll have. regarding when we want to tick the point and capture the point. Those being tiptoe, which is where all of you, particularly the quadrant groups, are basically running on and off the point, and it's basically used to when we're trying to play for our lives and stay alive. We just want to make sure that we're keeping a little bit of presence on the point, but keeping ourselves mobile and alive, waiting for a better call when we're all grouped up for whatever. So you've got tiptoe is just getting on and off, and then you've got feed on or all on, everyone on point, and that everyone on point means everyone on point.
Yeah,
Get
fucking
all your
amen to
feed
that.
on, because we all bunch in, get the point.
That to add to that, that's not a I'm just gonna fucking finish swinging my great axe at this one guy. He's still got 80% health left, but I've got this. I'm sure I do. No, get your fucking ass on point.
Yeah, exactly. And I just had a question from Dawn. Top left is, yes, you're 9 to 12. So it's this top left of the quadrant of the clock. Top left 9 to 12, top right 12 to 3, 3 to 6 is bottom right, bottom left is 6 to 9.
Which is always dependent on attacking or defending two guys. So if we're attacking, your top left's going to be where I am here.
Yep, your 6 is always where you're respawning. It's where you're coming from. On respawns, try to regroup. Particularly in the last war that we had, there's a lot of people respawning. Like, obviously, we're all forced to respawn at the same time, but we respawn and you spread out a little bit, and then we're just running in as a stream one at a time, getting picked off, not being able to push past 3 people because you're only one person. When you respawn, regroup with, if you've had your own group die and respawn with you, group together, go to the spot that you need to be. If there's other people, other groups, and you don't have anyone particularly in your group, just group with them until you can get to a safe spot where you can split off. We had too many people just streaming in one at a time, getting picked off by bloody Steve Irwin and Howe, and just being CC'd, and then you're not a factor. Where you're not useful when you're by yourself getting run around. When we call for those bombs, you're not there, you're not present, your abilities don't matter. Go as a group, make sure you're all safe, and push through together. Just one other thing that I've got here is, this is obviously doesn't apply to everyone, but whenever you get the chance, aim the goddamn healers. We don't want our healers dying because they keep us alive. So what do you think they think? They want their healers alive to keep them alive. If we get the healers, we win the fight. Always get to healers whenever, if you've got a 5 stack wherever you are, if you got a 5 stack that's come at you and you're brawling, get the healer. Healers win wars.
You'll hear people mention too, like free casting or free firing, and that's generally just ranged up the back, healers, fire staffs, whatever, just standing there, click, 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 uncontested sort of thing.
Exactly. If they're free
that's always
casting,
fun as a healer.
Yeah, it's the dream, isn't it?
It's dream, yeah, literally.
Which as we get better, it's like, all these things that Flash has gone through, plus everything that you hear, like Fiend and Beebs and Buller and Baron go through, all that shit adds up into that not happening, or being able to react to it and actually handle it. So.
Yeah. Can I get everyone to be heaven?
Oh, I'm already here. Nice.
Where were you when we built the ladder?
On healers, one final point. Don't be afraid in your group comms. Your group comms should be yelling out the names of healers and who you're aiming. It needs to happen. That's everyone's focus should be healers first, unless you have a specific role.
Group cons should be popping off as well. There was 3 silent groups last night, which we won't call out. But 3 silent groups that making next to no fucking comms or none. So just you got to be common. You got to be working together as 5 and using your group chat. It can get hard with like shot calling over the top as well, but it's something that does become doable and learnable. You'll hear me, you'll drown half the shit out that I say. You know, as you're learning, you'll listen to more of it, you'll drown half the shit out, and then you'll go, oh, fucking clump and 5, or pushing left, or flanking left, or holding spawn, all that shit you'll start picking up on. So group comms is so important, and we need to increase that.
Yeah. The more you talk, the more that everyone knows about what's happening.
Yeah, effective communication. So I might put up an effective communication thing later in the next week or 2. Like, we really honed in on the science behind it in CS. Eventually, you'll get short code words behind things. Like, just as an example, you might say nugget, and in this instant, nugget might mean hold all respawns for 20 seconds. That just to pull something out of master. It doesn't actually mean that, but that saves. All right, guys, let's hold spawn for 20 seconds. Blah 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 blah. Saves 2 sentences, right? But we're not there yet for that. So the point is just impactful comms. Not, oh, there's a guy over here. He's here. Where the fuck is here?
No one should ever
Do you know
say
what I
here.
mean? Yeah, so just impactful comms, but increase the comms for sure.
I say
At
on me.
worst, on me.
That's
At
just
worst,
bad.
on
that's
me.
hard.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's not here.
What about on your name? So on Contendi.
Wait, jump on point.
Look
Jump on
for me.
point. We'll take this over here.
Yeah, cut the point.
Um,
We're defending. Go to 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
We're
why you want
definitely
to say your own name, because
Defending.
pretty much if you're saying here or me,
yeah.
like it's basically you're in a forest and you're saying at the tree. Like, it's like what
Yeah.
tree?
I
Use
think what
Bing
they
as
did
well.
fucking hectic yesterday was their fucking left like rotation. Like, I guess because we'll go on like back left on the point, but that left side kept getting hammered by their like
That's
thousands
Oppo controls
and shit.
So that
Yeah.
Oppo was like the beach side, and the way it was explained to me was we can't come from behind them there. They're facing forward.
Yeah.
So if we started to flank, they just turn a little bit, but we couldn't come in behind them.
Yeah. It was just fucking. They just did it real well on us.
Yeah, they had a solid plan, and they moved as one together. That's what I'm talking about. The rotating, especially like your point groups and your quadrant groups. But I was talking about rotating to keep our back towards where our respawns are coming from. That's what they were doing. They were keeping their backs to where the enemy's never going to come from behind them, so they could always see us. So that's what a like. I don't think they're not a tier 1 company. I don't think they're not Doubloon Police, but like that's an experienced company. So that's what we need to aim for, and then improve upon.
And those basics and everything Flaccid's gone through tonight, just remember they're basics, right? So shit gets a lot more advanced, but there's people around you in your groups, people that weren't here, new players that come along. If you identify that, oh, that person we said do this and they didn't know, pull them up, do it privately, send them a DM, send them an in-game thing or whatever, teach them. So we've got 26 people that came tonight. Those 26 people, that should fucking flood the membership here. There should be no reason that nobody knows any of this now, ever. So in 6 months' time, everybody's automatically learning because it's just filtered through all the new members. That's the whole point of it. It just gets it all out of the way in one hit.
Got to start somewhere, but
100%, exactly right. That's the
You know
same
how
as the
they-
Discord. We push one thing, it starts at me, and then we push it down to everybody else, or it starts at, say Fian, and then it pushes down to whoever, and it's one person teaches 2, 2 teaches 5, and it filters down. That's how it needs to work. Just makes things a lot easier.
Tiptoe point, guys. Tiptoe. Feed on, all feed on. It's good. Healers to pocket. If you play healer, go to pocket. Perfect. Feed on. Good. That's kind of it. If anyone got any questions or anything about what I discussed, if you have any other questions about the war that we just had or wars in general.
That was really good. Thank you very much. Lots
Appreciate
of effort
it.
goes into these things, guys. So
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Oh, the calls are going to be a lot helpful now.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Mike.
that.
remember to take all this into your group chats as well and Discord. The like questions and this, that, and everything else can also go on the group channels. All the war leaders have access to all the group channels, so you'll have all that experience in there as well.
Appreciate you guys there.
No worries. If you can take it into your OPRs, obviously you can't use like stage and like ramparts and stuff, but you can use your top bottom, your 6, 12 o'clock. You can use your heavens for the outside walls. You can use tiptoe. You can use feed on. Use it. You use it in OPRs. You'll remember it more. You just play a hell of a lot more of those than you do wars. So
more time you can run it and dry run it. Have somebody throw, you know, a spanner into the works and adjust it better. So even if you're organising shit in your groups, in 3 or 4 of the groups, people are organising OPRs with each other and whatnot. So if that can become more of a normal thing for all 10 groups, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Can I ask a really dumb question? But what triggers a war?
a race. If we get enough, so we need to run missions during our race, and basically if the Covenant, the yellow faction, wins the race, you don't have to get 100%, you just have to have any percent, then we can have the declare. As long as we have more than either the green or the purple, we can declare as an entire faction. Obviously other yellow companies can declare at the same time, and it's somewhat of a lottery. I'm not 100% on the actual process of determining which
Just need
company
10% to declare, and then there's not majority anymore. So as long as you've got 10%, you've got an even chance with everyone else to declare. So the other night we got 45% solo with just order, and somebody with 12% got it, which was twisted.
Okay.
So, and then that triggers the war for the day after, like the next day, the very next day.